because it is hardened grease. Yep, so that right there is a tie-in of some kind. And then we drop. That's what we would call an offset. So this next call that we're going to is a backed up kitchen drain line. According to my notes, basically what I'm assuming is it's backed up before in the past based on our history here. We've been with this customer multiple different times for the same issue. According to the last technician, there was some issues with grease that was forming inside of the drain line, creates a sludge. We've snaked it out a couple times. It's cleared the issue, it's been fixed. But since it's happening so often and we're finding so much grease in there, we're gonna wanna take care of the problem entirely. Generally, every kitchen line is gonna have some amount of grease in it, no matter how old it is. There's no way to get rid of grease from a drain line naturally. Sometimes people will pour just straight up grease down the drain. Don't do that. I don't recommend it, but if you do it, I can come and I can fix it. We're pulling up here pretty shortly now. All right, let's do this. How you doing?
Hey,
My name is Brian. I'm with We Care.
Hi, Brian.
Is where I parked okay out there?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome, sweet, good to know. So according to some of the notes that I was reading, the kitchen drain line is what's backing up on you?
Yes.
Okay, and it's happened before in the past?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. You mind if I come take a look at it really quick? Thank you. And then is anything else in the house backing up? Any other drains or just the kitchen?
I would say probably just the kitchen.
Just the kitchen,
That's
okay.
what I've been noticing.
Good, all right. Well, one drain backing up is still one drain too many, so.
Right.
And then how much food typically goes into the drain?
Not a lot. I try.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, or it backs up easily. So.
It vary, yeah. Plumbing can be very fickle.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you lived here?
Probably almost a year.
About a year? Okay. And I'm gathering that the house is a little bit older than that, probably 90s, 2000s,
yeah,
somewhere in there?
Yeah, I think so. It's like 1988, I would say.
1988? Okay,
89.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in those days, they used ABS piping, which is great. You just barely hit the cutoff. So chances are generally when piping is that old, especially since you've only been here for a year, the people before you probably didn't maintain their pipes with regular jettings or snakings or things like that. And they could have put anything down the drain, quite honestly. With those kind of connotations being in place, I want to take a look at it. I would like to see what's in there. I mean, since we've been here so many times, there's something bigger going on that's not just, okay, something fell down there. There's something that's causing an active problem, and it would be better to fix it entirely before, you know, us having to come back every few months to fix it.
Yeah, don't want that.
Yeah, so I'll grab my camera, I'll grab my jetter, we'll take a look at it, we'll see what's in the pipe. If it's a lot of grease, I'm gonna have to jet it. Snakes don't really do anything when it comes to that grease. They will, they'll poke a hole through it, but they won't actually remove any of it. So as soon as that hole closes back up again, you're going to be back to square one, and I'm going to have to be coming back out here again. So the less you see me, the better. I'll go grab my camera and my jetter, and I'll meet you outside.
Perfect.
Awesome. We're going to take a look at it, see what's inside of here. This is a clean out, which is the entrance to your drain line. Builders always love painting them different colors to try to hide them from homeowners. So yeah, you might not notice it at first. But yeah, so that's what we want to get out of there. Let me grab my gloves. Yeah, so this is pretty standard. This is what we'll see in pretty much anyone's home. Mostly everybody will have at least some form of grease. Sometimes it's more severe than others, but everybody has, at least on some level, this like thick layer of sludge that just kind of builds up inside the pipe. And that's what slows down the flow of water. Let's drop the camera in there. Let's see how much more of that we'll find. We will be off to the races. I'll put this over here so everybody can see it. One of my favorite tools, actually. I love it.
I bet.
Yeah. And then whenever this decides to boot up, it'll be all good. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so there's a lot of stuff in there. Immediately blocked the camera's view. So, all right, that's better. Man, yeah, there's a lot of sludge in there. We can barely even see. Look at all that.
Oh, yeah.
All that is gunk. It's just completely blocking the lens of it. All right, so there's the actual pipe itself. Now you can see when I'm pushing this, that's all just grease sitting at the bottom there. So my snake, whenever I run it through it, it's just sliding right through that, and it's not actually gonna clear any of it out.
Wow.
It's going, I mean, we're just sitting in grease this whole run. Okay, here we go. So this stuff right here, this is what we would call hardened grease or white grease. It's grease that's solidified, calcified. This is more what the snake can kind of poke through because it is hardened grease, but all that sludge that's on the bottom of it will still just trap it and keep it stuck. Have you ever seen the inside of a sewer line before?
I have not.
Well, yeah, it's fun to look at. Yep, so that right there is a tie-in of some kind. It's probably running from a bathroom upstairs coming into downstairs or downstairs running in. And you can see there's a bunch of stuff that's come out of that and is now in the line.
Bathroom right now?
No, so I'm inside this line down here and I'm connecting into the main line. So we're downstairs running into the main line and we can see where the other pipes tie in into here. So you had about 8-foot run from the kitchen line into the main line. But you see all this grease that's on the bottom there, it's all coming from your kitchen line. So now it's affecting your main line, and your main line connects to all the pipes in the house. So if this were to ever back up, everything in the whole house will back up. You won't be able to use any of your plumbing because none of it will drain. And it will flood out of the lowest spot in the house, which generally is the kitchen. Man, yeah, there's just so much in there. It's hard for it to see anything. Get that cleared out a little bit. But yeah, you can see, trying to knock it off of there. So yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of stuff and a ton of buildup in there. So yeah, we're gonna wanna jet all that. The snake will sort of help with it, but it's not going to remove all that grease. So it's just gonna end up backing up on you again in the near future here. I mean, I'm about 20 feet out, 22 feet out now. So yeah, we're gonna wanna jet it. I have a 50-foot hose on my jetter. So I'll just run it out probably about 30 to 40 feet and then we'll see what we pull out of there. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna need to clean all that out of there later. All right, cool. You mind if I use this hose?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, now let's give it some power. Do you have a plug I could tap into?
So you needed a 100-foot one.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. So whenever I'm pulling it back and forth and going like this, the jetter hose is getting stuck on the amount of grease that's in there, and it's clogging the nozzle of the head of the jetter itself. So since there's so much grease in the drain line, the jetter needs to be twisted and contorted in a way to which it can get over it and then break it to pieces and then push it forward, or in some cases back. So in this case, I'm getting caught on something. So I gotta forward and back, forward and back. That feels like a fitting, actually. Could be a difficult 90 to get through. Could be that it's just getting stuck on something that the camera dislodged. So this twisting allows it to move and contort into a different direction, which can generally push it up and over blockages or through difficult stretches of pipe. All right, so I've reached a spot in the pipe where I can't force the jetter hose through it, which means that there's something there that's causing me an issue where the jetter just simply won't pass it. Now, since I have the small camera reel with me today, let's see if it will slide straight through right past the jetter hose. Okay. We've gotten everything in the kitchen line itself, and even just the residual water going into the main line, you can see it's cleared it up a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's still some more in there. Generally with main lines, I like to use the big jetter. It's a trailer jetter. It puts about 4,000 PSI. This one only does around 1,500. In these situations, sometimes you need both just because there's so much that's inside the pipe. In your case though, it's going to benefit it, but you're not going to immediately see those benefits just because it's not gotten to the point where it's horrible yet. Obviously, the best time to do things is before it becomes horrible. So like this right here, we just went down a lot. So we're up here, and then you can see the ridge at the bottom, and then we drop. That's what we would call an offset. Offsets like that can be major issues if they go the opposite direction. So if you have an offset where you're going downstream and then all of a sudden you have to go up a hill in order to go down your drain line further, that offset where it's going a little bit higher, water's going to pool up here, and thus anything solid like any sort of grease, or if you were to drop a Lego down there or something like that, it's going to get caught here, and then more things are going to pile up on here. So those offsets are a big deal. Especially being in the main line where this one is, you can see the water just kind of waterfalls off of the edge and then drops straight down. So I'm about 25 feet out now. Water seems like it's still flowing. So there's these little ridges, and you can see the grease is actually getting caught on them right there. So those are kind of those ridges of the grease where it just builds up, starts causing issues, and then if you have too much of that, it'll keep compounding and compiling until it eventually stops the whole drain line. Grease like that though, you're gonna have to jet it. And you would need to clean out in the front yard, and we'll go from the front and we'll go all the way back to the backyard, and it sucks all that grease out and pulls it and puts it in the city, makes it the city's problem.
Wonderful.
Yep. It's getting pretty hard to push it. It almost feels as though you're trying to pull something through wet sand. It doesn't really want to let it just glide through easily. We're just over 50 feet out now. That's as far as this camera is going to be able to go. But right in the distance up there, you can kind of see there's a darker section. That's where another drain would tie into the pipe. On the left-hand side, there's an offset in the pipe. You can see the whole outer shell of the thickness of the pipe. That means that it's slightly off-centered. So instead of the pipe when it's like this, and you have another one after it, this one is sitting here, and this one is sitting just a little bit off.
So is that like from what? Poor design or?
Mostly just age. We get little like micro earthquakes out here in California, and it can cause pipes to shift and move and rotate, and causes all sorts of funky things. Especially with older clay, which is what pipes will turn into once it gets close to the outside, or sometimes starts at the sidewalk, depending on what city you're in. Once you reach that clay, they put a layer of sand or gravel beneath it to keep it in line. And then over time, it's just not enough to keep it steady. Generally in situations like this, you would do really well to line the pipe. I would be thinking about that for a future option, just as if it starts backing up on you and you have any issues with it, you're going to want to line it, especially with all the palm trees out front. There's a big risk for that occurring. As of right now, though, there's no major issues. There's no major cause for concern. Just future warnings and just something to keep in mind in the next, probably 5 years to 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll get all this out of here and keep jetting it and try to get it into that main line.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that went well. We saw the kitchen line covered in grease. There was a ton of it even blocking up to the clean out. We cleared out pretty much all of that grease that was sitting in there. We ran it all the way through the main line out approximately 50 to 55 feet. The whole reel of camera that I had, which would put us right about here at the front yard, going from the very back of the house out to here. We didn't see anything major that was going wrong with it. We saw a couple of offsets and we saw a couple of other small issues that were inside the drain line. It is ABS, so there weren't any issues with scale buildup like cast iron would have, and it hadn't turned into clay yet. There are a lot of palm trees here, so with those palm trees, generally root intrusion is in question. If it were me, I'd probably run a camera through here every year to every 2 years just to keep an eye on it. Root balls are one of the biggest reasons why mainline backups happen, because the roots themselves will actually collapse the pipe and they'll eat through the glue, they'll eat through the pipe itself. Even on cast iron and clay, they will just crush it because of how powerful they are. Thank you so much for letting us film here. This customer was great. We'd be happy to take care of you next here at We Care Plumbing, Heating and Air.